Hello, I wanted to share with you in this video some information that's come across my desk that in a few minutes I think you're going to find very informative, if not enlightening. But before I do, there's a case in point here that's been going on in our society unbeknownst to most people, and that's the issue of the masks. And I'm not here in this video, at least not in this one, to talk to you about the pros and cons and whatnot, but there is a stark division between those that wear it and those that don't wear the mask. And it's resulted not because of intellect. Your decision wasn't, or the decision to wear the mask or not, wasn't really based on intellect or logic. Most of the decision was based upon emotion. I'm sure that you've seen some of these videos posted or on the news or whatever it might be. I mean, it's volatile. It's a volatile issue where you'll have people that will be verbally assaulting other individuals, whether they're wearing the mask or not. The opposition doing that to the one that's not doing whatever they're doing. And there are even some where they physically assault individuals for not doing what they're doing in regard to their decision pertaining to the mask. And I've got to tell you, see, that has been a product of manipulation. And I feel very strong about this, very comfortable in saying this. And I think the media has played the people so that now people are reacting that way, totally based upon emotion. Now, if you don't believe me, I'm going to share some information with you now, and it's going to happen probably in the fall or maybe around November or December. There is a huge um, thrust going on right now in many, many different companies to produce vaccine or a vaccine for this COVID. There is a mad rush to do so. I mean, we don't have a vaccine for the SARS or the N1H1, but all of a sudden now we're going to have, and those happened 18, 20 years ago. But now we're going to have this vaccine that's going to be created within a few months of this virus now that we're being attacked by. And let me say before I go any further, the answer is within. It's your body. It's your immune system. And I'll be talking about that down the road. So hopefully you'll watch some follow-up videos. But anyway, let me get back on track here. You're going to be getting some information that they're going to be sharing with you. That's the media and different companies. They're going to be advertising and marketing these things to you come November and December and that. And to do so, they're going to produce some very moving announcements. And when I say moving, I'm talking about they're going to be targeting your emotions, okay? So in order to do this, and this is a science, folks, they've done this for many, many years for many, many things. But recently I was made aware, and you'll have to forgive me because I'm going to have to be referring to some of these things because I haven't memorized them. But there was a study that was done in Yale University just this past July. I think it was completed July the 8th. They completed this. And this study involved over 4,000 individuals from all walks of life, from both genders, and from different ethnic backgrounds, educational levels, ages, the whole nine yards here. Talking about the vaccines and the need to be vaccinated. You're going to hear these later on, I promise you. And this propaganda push has already started. As a matter of fact, in the USA Today, they published, and one of their articles was entitled Defeat COVID-19 by Requiring Vaccination for All. It's not un-American, it's patriotic. Please, I'm going to repeat that. So in the USA Today, see, they're planting the seeds. And then they're going to go ahead and water these seeds. They're going to fertilize these seeds. And then the seeds are going to bear fruit down the road. Very insidious, very powerful, because the battleground is your head. And unfortunately, it's your mind, rather. And unfortunately, most people aren't thinking for themselves. they're allowing others to think for them, and they just, if you will, blindly follow, or emotionally they're gripped by these things and they feel compelled by their emotion, not by logic, but by their emotion, to follow the recommendation that's given them. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to repeat this. In the USA Today, and you can Google it, you can look it up, it was titled Defeat COVID-19 by requiring vaccination for all. That's how you're going to defeat it, planting the seed here. How? Not by anything you're going to do internally, but by what they're going to provide you externally here, by requiring vaccination, not just for some or most, but for all. That means every man, woman, child, every age, every demographic, every background, every race, the whole 9 yards. It's not, and they follow it up, it's not un-American. It's not un-American. Boy, that strikes. It's patriotic. That's what you got to do. So in order to get you there, they've got these messages, and I want to read, because this is from the research. This is from the researchers, and they had these different messages, and what they would do is see how the people respond to them, so that they could figure out what's really compelling, what's really working, and what's affecting the masses or the majority in the shortest amount of time. So you got to. Anyway, there's the personal freedom message. I'm not making this up. I just happen to have an opportunity. This information came to me, and I want to share it with you so that you could be proactive, so that you could be informed before it happens, so that you can go out to your friends and say, hey, I told you so. The personal freedom message. It's a message about how COVID-19 is limiting people's personal freedom, and how society, by working together, can get enough people vaccinated and can preserve its personal freedom. Great? Okay. Here's the economic freedom message. It's a message about how COVID is limiting people's economic freedom. Oh my gosh. And we want to set you free. And how society, by working together, can get enough people vaccinated and can preserve its economic freedom by doing so. Man. The self-interest message, a message that COVID presents a real danger to one's health. Even if one is young and healthy, it's a danger. Even if you're young and healthy, and how getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is the best way to prevent oneself from getting sick. That's the best way, and best, i.e., also means the only way. The only way. See? There's the community interest message. These are all for real. These are all real. They did these at Yale, 4,000 different people. The community interest message. It's a message about the dangers of COVID to the health of loved ones. The more people who get vaccinated against COVID-19, the lower the risk that one's loved ones will get sick. Society must work together, and all must get vaccinated. Here's the economic benefit message. The one was the economic freedom message. This is the economic benefit message. A message about how COVID-19 is wreaking havoc on the economy. And the only way to strengthen the economy is to work together to get enough people vaccinated. This one really plays well. This is the guilt message. It's a message about the danger of COVID-19, presents the danger that it presents to the health of one's family and community. Therefore, the best way to protect them, the family and your community, the best way to protect them is not only by getting vaccinated, that's you, but to get society to work together to get enough people vaccinated. We've got to go out and share this message with them. Then a test question asks the participant to imagine the guilt they'll feel if they don't get vaccinated and then spread the disease. Pretty powerful. And the embarrassment message. This is a message about the danger that COVID-19 presents to the health of one's family and community. And the best way to protect them is by getting vaccinated and by working together to make sure that enough people get vaccinated. It's very closely linked to this guilt message. Then it asked the participant to imagine the embarrassment. See, this is the embarrassment. See, because we're proud and we don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to be, oh, you're the one that. No, this is the embarrassment that the individual, will feel if they don't get vaccinated and by doing so spread the disease. And this is heavy stuff, man. This doesn't play in the brain. This plays, it plays on your emotions. Okay, here's the anger message, because we don't want to leave, we want no stone left unturned, and we want to make sure that we hit everybody. We push all the buttons. Here's the anger message. It's about the danger that COVID-19 presents to the health of one's family and community. See how it all starts out? To one's family, community, all of those guilt, embarrassment. Here's the anger slant on it. Excuse me. The best way to protect them is by getting vaccinated and by working together to make sure that enough people get vaccinated. We got to work together, making certain that enough people, a lot of people, get vaccinated. Then it asked this question. It asked the participant to imagine the anger. We want you to imagine. Now, we want you to use this emotion, this imagination. We want you to picture this. The anger that you're going to feel if they don't get vaccinated and spread the disease. It's one of those V8 moments, where you smack yourself upside the head and go, oh man, how stupid. I should have got the vaccine when I had the opportunity. Now, because I didn't, my family and my community is sick and I'm spreading it. Oh man, you stupid, whoever you are, you dumb thing. It's another nice mess you've got. Oh, you ditwad, you should have. See, this is the anger message. You see how they're playing and stroking all the strings? You may want to go back over this video, not because it's so good, but because the information that's being shared is really good, right? And then there's the trust in science message. Because we are intellectual, a message about how getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is the most effective way of protecting one's community. It's the most effective, remember earlier, i.e. most effective only, same thing, flip it over, that vaccine is backed by science. And if one doesn't get vaccinated, that means that one doesn't understand how infections are spread, or you are one who ignores science. You can't ignore the science. You know what I mean? It's a fact. How stupid are you to ignore science? I mean, this works for this message, but it doesn't work when we're talking about gender. Think about it. We don't want to ignore science here, but we can ignore the science in other areas. Just think about it, okay? And then the not brave message. The not brave message. This is a message which describes how firefighters and doctors and the frontline medical workers are brave. Those who choose not to get vaccinated against COVID are not brave. You can't consider yourself in the same category as these individuals. You're a coward. You're a loser. And because of you, our society can't move forward. Our economy, our social stratus, our families, our communities are all suffering because of, take your pick. Find yourself in any one of these messages. Because you didn't get vaccinated, this is what we're dealing with now because of people like you. So look, I didn't make this up. This is, and the research has it, the findings, the results of this research have not been released yet. But I assure you, come November, December, you're going to see probably the 3 or 4 or 5 winners of these 10 or 12 messages that they played over through the minds of these 4,000 people. And they didn't do it just once. See, because you have to do this repeatedly so that the message after a while is like the white noise. No, it's not like the white noise. That's the bad explanation or example. It's what they say, if you say a lie long enough, it becomes believable, or it supplants the truth and becomes the truth that you're living. And then we end up with where we are today. You know, this issue that I used in the beginning here, the masks. There are people that are just ferociously protective of the mask, and there are others on the flip side that are ferociously, trying to keep themselves from wearing the mask. And it's been a result not of intellect primarily, but of emotions throughout the majority. A lot of these people are just driven by their emotions because they sit in front of this tube and they hear this over and over and over again, and they don't think for themselves, but they become, just subservient to the message. Well, look, I want you to think for yourself, okay? Because a mind that can think for itself is a healthy mind indeed, and that's what we're after, so that you can enjoy the best performance of your life. And in order to do so, you have to have the truth, and you stand on that truth, because that's what's going to make you free. But I'm here to give you a heads up, and maybe you might want to share this with other individuals, because I'm going to be sharing with you some other things that you can do. Remember what I said, the answer to this, the solution, the victory comes not from without, not from a vaccine. It never has, it never will. It's going to come from within. And I mean, stop and think for a moment. When they do the COVID testing and they find the people that are positive, that have tested positive, what do they urge them to do? Go to the blood bank and get your blood drawn so that we can use the antibodies and give it to other people. Why? Because your immune system beat the COVID. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'll get off on a rant here, and I don't want to do that. Hey, I want to thank you for allowing me to share this information with you. Um, I hope that, if you need, you go back and listen to it, because you're going to see it coming down the road. I promise you're going to see it on the TV. They're going to tell you about it, just like they're telling you now. Wash your hands, wear your mask, social distance, protect your loved ones, protect your community. They're going to be telling you in that insistent voice over and over, hey, go get your vaccine. Hey, you want to be brave. Hey, you want to be courageous. Hey, you want the economy to suffer. Well, then don't hesitate. Go get your vaccine. It's the only cure. It's the way that we're going to overcome this. Boom, 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 boom. For anybody, everybody. So line up. It's show your family. Be the example to your loved ones and all that other good stuff. Be the loving mother. Be the loving father that you need to be, and protect your children by doing this. Because hey, if you don't, can you truly say you love them? All right? This is an act of courage and an act of love. Look, it's coming down the pike. I'm here to tell you that, and you heard it first from me. So, share it with those around you. And if you have comments about it, we appreciate hearing those. I mean, let me know. I'd be interested in letting me know what it is you think about this stuff, because we're in the midst of it now. It's been going on for quite a while, just with the masks, and they're going to use the same methodology when it comes to the vaccine. It's headed our way, folks. I'm not a prophet of doom. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing from those that know more than I do, that have been that have allowed me to know what they're knowing. I just want to share it with you. Okay. So until the next video, and as always, God bless.